Today we're going to learn the halacha if you're allowed to use on Shabbos a hard soap or a liquid soap also. We'll see. So why yes, why not? So the Maseches in the Maseches Shabbos Perek Shvi, when they go through all the Lamates Malachas, one of the Lamates Malachas is Malacha of Mamachek. Now, what is the definition of Mamachek, which is we're going to see if maybe applies to the soap. So it says over here, Amar Rab Ocha bar Rab Chanina, Ashof ben ha'amudim b'Shabbos, Chaya Mishum Mamachek. So there is the pirush that most poskim took, not the pirush of Rashi. That's I'm not going to skip that pirush. That's Rabbeinu Chanana. That's how the Tosfos and the Rosh and all the poskim, the Rambam. So the same Mamachek, the way Rabbeinu Chanana, the shof ha'or ala omud kedei lachlikoi. They used to take a skin and go to the window sill and over there try to rub the skin to make it smooth. That's mamachek. Smoothing the skin, that's mamachek. Okay, now, the Gemara says there's another mamachek. Mamareach retio b'Shabbos chay b'shum mamachek. If you smear the patch you're putting on your wound on Shabbos, it's also mamachek, because again, you're smearing on the patch, you're smearing the cream. It's mamachek. You're smoothing it out. It's mamachek. Now, so l'choire again, you could say taking a soap and smearing it on your hand would be mamachek. Okay, there is a few. There's a Gemara in Eruvin Daf Kuf Beis Amud Beis. So like this, Uretia atzma lo yikaneach mepnei shu memareach v'mireach chayav chatos. Again, the retia is the patch where you have the cream on. It says don't smear the cream on the patch before you put on your wound, because that mamash memarech, that mashma from this Gemara, it's not some drabona, the raisa chayav chatas. Okay, so from all this, you see that lechoira, you could say according to this, that mamareach, that taking the soap and smearing it on yourself and you rubbing the soap, so that would be lechoira osur mishum. That would be l'choira osur mishum mamachek. Now we see. Okay, you could argue on the soap. There was just some argue, on maybe it's not the skin of the animal. Maybe maybe it's not even maybe similar to the cream, because they say that one of the svaras, they say the cream, you have a need for it. That cream gonna heal your wound. So you want that cream. By soap, you don't want the soap. You just want it to go on your hand and then to remove it. So maybe it's shalol tzorich. You don't need it. That's what they want to doichek. However, there is we see also legabe. We see also legabe they used to smear the barrel of the wine with the shaiva, with the wax. So that's also osur, it says, because that would be memareach. Okay, then, so I'll tell you, to make a long story short, they do speak about mamash al-gaba, the soap. The first one, I think, the earliest one to speak about the soap, that would be the Ramon. Shin Chofvov. They said like this: you're not allowed to wash your hands on Shabbos with the salt, because you're gonna rub your hand on the salt, you're gonna make the salt.
Salt.
Huh?
Salt.
Salt.
S-A-L-T.
Yes, melach. Because you're gonna rub it, and that's mamareach. You're smearing it on your hand. It was like a gargir. It was it was a pieces, not liquid. Now you're turning it to a liquid. That's mamareach. Then the Ramo adds v'chol sheken. That's from the Ogor. This v'chol sheken beboiris shekorin zayf. And how much more he says the soap. You're not allowed to wash your hand with soap. He says, it's from Benjamin Zev brings this the Ramon, or b'shar chaylev shenimach al yodoi v'haven noilad. So the lechoira here mashma, it's two inyonim by the soap, and one is memareach. That was said already. Memareach, it's the raisa. It's not just the Ramon. And second thing is that would be moilid. Moilid, again, the definition of moilid, you change something that was not here. Before you used the soap, it was hard, solid soap. Now it become liquidish. That's moilid. That's mashma. Now, however, that's many poskim this way. So I'll tell you, the one which is the most makel on it at Ravada Yosef, he brings many poskim that they say it's not. They say it's not memareach. It's not memareach and it's mutar. So I tell you, the Kafachayim brings some of them over here. He says like this. You bring for all the poskim that maskim with that psak, the Alter Rebbe, the Chaya Odom, the Kishur Aruch, the Ben Ish Chai. Then he says because of the loika Rav Pachad Yitzchok or his best Barav Ginas Verodim, they matir, yeah, like this. And he himself, so the Chayra Mashma over here in Shin Chavov Mashma, the Kapachayim is like it brings you both ways. You can do whatever you want. In Shin Chav, it says over there like this. Tzorich Amrim from the Shulchan Aruch Shin Chavav Halach Yudalev. Tzorich Lizel B'choyrev Shelo Yitoled O B'mayim Sheyesh B'hem Sheleg O Borod V'yim Yitoil Yizor Shelo Yitchakem Ben Yodav Shelo Yem Meratzek. It does not mention of here Noilad, as is going to point out that the Mechaber does not hold from Noilad and this Inyonim. Then he says in Halacha Yud Beis in Shin Chav, the Mechaber, in the Shin Chav was only the Ramah. Over here the Mechaber says, there's the Zohar Shlo Yishavshev Yodav B'melach. So the Mechaber also masking, you're not, but not Mitzad Noilad, it will be Lechoyer and Mitzad Memarech. And then the Kapachayim brings over there, and this in Shin Chav Halacha Yud Beis, he says, V'chol sheken b'boiris, shekoren b'aravit sabon, or later on says sabon, what we call in Hebrew today. Then he brings bunch of poskim that's osur, and so like this. So the one extreme, like I said, that's a psak of Arada Yosef, that you're allowed to use the soap, because they hold forever, the reasoning, you're not mechaven, you don't need that liquid, you're going to remove it with the water. So they say it's smoother. Wherever you could look more into it, why the matter. Then there's another extreme. It's Rav Moshe Feinstein. His extreme is probably they're both going to the extreme. Rav Moshe matter even hard soap. Rav Moshe Feinstein even asering liquid soap. That's the lotion he used, Rav Moshe Feinstein. It's a very short, one of his short shuvas. It says like this: "Ubedover lisrachetz im boiris b'Shabbos v'Yom Tov," with the soap. In a poshut she'osur mishum mamachak. Okay, that goes a regular soap. Then he says, "Va'av v'boiris she'ulach kamayim," talking about a liquid soap. That's liquid like water. Av she'harbe nohagim lehotir en borur li kol kach. The Rabbi says it's not so poshut to me that's mutter. Why? I think what he means over here, the bubbles. When you even take the liquid soap, it makes bubbles. Meaning, if you took a little bit of liquid soap, you took it in the water, it becomes a lot more liquid soap. He says, I mean, you could do more mamachek to it. It's not completed, the process of being liquidish. Lo kashar dvorim lachem k'mayim v'shemen. Mayim v'shemen, it's already like came to its utmost liquidish state. You cannot make more liquidish out of water. Water is it. Over here, you couldn't. It says like this. Av she'efshar, he says, shebedover lach leka isra mamachek, which is that's most poskim saying achroidim. Dover lach, like the sanitizer, like the liquid soap. There's no mamachek over there. He says, so he's machmer. And I mentioned previous shiurim, what they sell today in the stores, some stores, what they call a Shabbos soap.
Yeah.
They mean to Rav Moshe's chumrah, that they take a regular dish soap, and somewhere else, I didn't see it over here, another shuva he brings, you have to mix it 8 times more with water. I mean, make it out of so liquidish. It's like water mamish. And for that, what they sell in the store, Shabbos soap, that they mix it 8 times more with water, you pay 8 times more. So anyway, if you want to do that, you could do it yourself at home, the soap. Again, so the emphasis is like this. Like I said, those two shittas, Rav Moshe, his chumrah, and Rav Vadia, l'choyre, they're two extremes. Rav Vadia is a matter to use hard soap. Rav Moshe tells you even liquid soda until you mamish make it very, very waterish. So Lamaisa, most poskim, and by the way, don't make out of it machlokes Ashkenazim and Sfardim, because Kaf HaChaim and Ben Ish Chai, which is Sfardim, the Aser, he was the bring from the Kaf HaChaim. The Ben Ish Chai says almost what Rav Moshe Feinshtein saying. Says va'roitzel lirchat b'mei boiris b'Shabbos, mamchis ha'boiris b'mayim erev Shabbos, ad shenasa kula mayim. That's like the sheet of Rav Moshe. Have to be very, very waterish. V'ozrochsin b'is ha'mayim b'Shabbos. Anyway, so Lamaisa, if we go there in the middle way, anything liquidish, it's not shaykh mamachak over there. It's already, you're not taking something like a wax and you're making it softer than it was, or you're not making a shuman, a chelev. By the way, a shuman v'chelev, it says it's like the wax, which is also mashum mamachak. So memele, b'derech hamitzua over here, if you take a liquidish soap, it's no mamachak. But to take a hard soap, many aser, and again, even though Yeshlam al Mashi Yismoichu, there's big poskim matir to use hard soap, but especially when there's no need for it, I don't see why to use the school that since there's so many that machmir not to use hard soap on Shabbos. Okay.